Welcome back, everyone. This week's Picture of the Week is being brought to you by Flowers Deer Process, and that's right, you can throw the garden center right out the window right now because it is all about deer season. Got to talk to Mike and Deborah Flowers just this week, and they are ready for you to start bringing your deer to them as soon as deer season opens. Don't do it before now because you got to have a tag, so don't get in trouble. But they are ready for you. Mike, Jim, Deborah, and all of them, Miss Anna, and all of them ready for you to bring them. All right, we got our first picture here. This is of Billy Harris of Middleton with a 15-pound catfish that he caught under below the boils at Pickwick on a 6-pound fishing line with Ronnie. With Ronnie Clift. He caught this nice catfish on 8-6. I'm sorry, not 6-pound test line, 8-6, which was just August 6th. So great job. You can always do good below the boils of any dam, usually in Tennessee. So our next picture here, I got to show you. These guys sent me these pictures, but they didn't tell me who they were. But look at what a size, the size on that bass. I wish I did email them back and ask for their names and information, but I hadn't heard from them. But this is a very nice bass that this young man caught, and he's quite proud of it, and I don't blame him. And our next one here, look at there, what a smallmouth. That's a brownfish, buddy. Wow. That's a nice brownfish. So really good job. I believe that's on the Cumberland River, or probably the Cumberland River, it looks like, but awesome job right there. Now here's one that I wanted to show. This is kind of an interesting picture. This is Mitchell Bennett. And Mitchell Bennett has been fishing on the Caney Fort River lately. He is using a Mad Dad Lures swim bait, 8-inch. That is a 40+ pound striper out of the Caney Fort River. Just doing an awesome job. Mitchell is a really good fisherman, but he loves his Mad Dad Lure swim baits, and you can see why. There's not everybody can say they brought in a 40+ pound striper out of the Caney Fort River. I keep harping on that. Caney Fort River. All right, you can send your pictures to us here at Southern Woods and Waters, 474 James Robertson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219, or simply email to me at hugh@southernwoodsandwaters.com. We'll get them on here really fast. I did think you would like to see that striper. That was a nice one.
Looked like a sturgeon, didn't it?
Yeah, it is. Hey, tonight I have with me my good friend and best buddy in the whole wide world. That is Bobby Cothran. And Bobby, local archery guy. He's shot archery many years. He's gone way up in the ranks. But you know, Bobby, we've both had our ups and downs.
This is like golf, you know.
Yeah, it is. It's like golf. I mean, one day, you know, we're Tiger Woods, the next day we're not. You know, so. But you know, for you and I, we shoot a lot of seniors and older classes and stuff like that. It's because these young guns are coming on with these great sets of eyes, and ours is getting a little old and getting a little milky, and
they hold a little bit sturdier.
Yeah, they do. Their nerves aren't as shot as ours.
That's exactly right.
But it doesn't matter. Kids can get into this sport, archery, and then gender over or get into bow hunting through archery, and the archery in the school programs has been a big hit for Tennessee.
Absolutely.
And also Kentucky too. I want to say Kentucky's big into it right now, and so is Tennessee. Great jobs that both states are doing there. But it's introducing kids to archery. Now let's introduce them to bow hunting. Okay, let's take it one step further. Bow hunting, I think, is different. It's a live animal. It's not a 3D target.
It puts you closer to what you're looking for in the woods. Let's just say
that's it.
You know, you have to get close, a little up close and personal, as they say. And there again, you still have the opportunity to make long shots, short shots, and you want to be prepared to make both of them.
Both of them.
That's the key to it, because you never know. You know, if you've got a nice buck out there, 150 inch, you want to be able to make that shot if you can, if you have the opportunity. So that's what this.
Okay. Well, hold on, Bobby. Can I see it just for a second? I want to show folks.
I just put that together.
He just put this together. This is a Matthews Halon 6, and this is a brand new type of bow that's just come out. and Matthews, by the way, does lead the industry, I believe, in technology all the time. They're just constantly doing great. But we're going to talk now, Bobby. You talked about the stabilizer. Now you have a dual stabilizer system. Why?
Well, you do that to balance out your shot. That's the whole key. If you want to start off, notice I just brought one arrow to show you the quiver that I put on. I like to shoot in my stand without a quiver.
I do too.
I like to strap it to a tree, but there again, you still want to take a few shots when you're practicing with it on there so you can get the feel and the balance of the bow. So if you pop that off in a tree,
plus, you don't know if you're going to your stand. You might have a shot opportunity.
But you want this. All the stabilization is made to create any type of torque, tilt. When you're making your shot. And of course, the new sights all have levels in them. And I don't know if you can show, but we've got a light here that.
Yeah, let's.
I'm gonna
I don't know if we can or not, but I'm going to tell you that is pretty neat. I don't know if we can see it. I'm pointing it right at the camera.
Yeah, it's got a light.
It's got. You can see it. You can see it. See the light.
Yeah.
See the light right. There it is. See the lights inside.
So
turn them on, off.
So if you're in low lighting conditions, you can always turn your light on. Eliminate your pins.
Yeah.
Because it's always that first light and the last 5 minutes of daylight when you might have a shot at that bow.
You're right. The bigger one is. Yeah, we'll show it like this, but that's well, I'm backwards. There it is. There it is. See it right there now.
If you're out in the woods, low light, early morning, late evening, you can always cut it on. And of course, as the sun comes up, you can turn it off, and it illuminates on its own like this all the time anyway. But it just gives you that one little extra minute of daylight that you need.
That extra little 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's your most valuable minutes in the woods anyway.
It is.
Especially
early morning,
especially on a large buck. Absolutely. I'll turn it off for you.
All right, let's show this right because I want everybody to see. This is a longer stabilizer than what we were used to shooting.
This is a new setup that Dornker sent me, which is a great setup. I like to go with about an 18-inch front bar, but I'm going to try this year. It's going to end up about 13, 14 inches, and it helps level out your shot. When you make your shot sequence and come down, the bow will actually self-level itself, which is what you want to do.
That's what you want.
And after you make your shot, you'll also, the new Dornker suppressors takes out a lot of the vibration.
You got the one that's going backwards too.
That's your counterbalance. That's to hold your front up. Then you play with this. You can always play. You take one off.
You can take a weight off here or add weight.
And add weight. Yeah, I like to run like a 3-to-1 ratio, front to back. If I've got 3 or 4, now I just stuck these on here, but normally I'd have 3, possibly to 12 in the back.
Okay.
And then of course on our pins, there's another thing we like to talk about. A lot of guys, when you buy your scope setup, you don't want to buy it's got a whole lot of pin because it's gonna affect your shot. If you can run a 20, 30, 40, 50 yard pin only instead of trying to break it in 5-yard increments, it won't cloud up your sight picture. So you want to be able to make your shot, and of course when you go to
Bobby, I'm a big avid user of the smaller the diameter of the
these are
fiber optic.
I like to run a 9 or 10 in tournaments, and I like to run a 15 hunting just to give it that little, because you want that little extra glow in your early morning lights. That's the only reason why. And then a lot of guys, when they start setting up their scope, you'll have a peep sight, which I hadn't put in there. But when you get your pin set up, before you tie that peep sight in, let's get everything sighted in and shoot out to 30 yards.
Right.
And that's where you want your peep at, because that's that happy medium.
That's right.
That's what you want to do. Don't put it in that you can see your whole scope. Sight it in where you can see that pin at 30 yards, not your scope house.
That's right.
And then you start settling everything in after that, of course.
I noticed one thing that you don't have on here. Are you still using a wrist strap?
I don't shoot a wrist strap.
You don't shoot a wrist strap?
No, I mean, all that is, a lot of guys, and you'll see them in the tournament, if you'll open your hand up, a lot of guys will shoot like this with a wrist strap, and when the arrow fires, you know what they do?
Yeah.
They'll close their hand
grab the bow.
Yeah, that's just torquing the bow, and
That's
I just hold a relaxed shot. When I make my shot break, the bow, it's not going anywhere. It's just a little self-help in your mind. It's okay to shoot one. I recommend it if you don't shoot a lot.
That's right.
Keep a bow from falling out of your hand, but that's what that's all about. People, they take that misconception on how to grip a bow, and they'll try to shoot open-handed, and when that shot fires, they want to grab their bow, which throws a torque on your bow. And it's, a lot of people do that. So that's one thing you need to work on as well when you're out practicing.
All right, Bobby, we got to do our product of the
fine.
week right quick.
Absolutely.
We got another whole segment we're going to talk about. Let's do our product of the week. This week's product of the week is being brought to you by Highland Rim Tractor, located in Millersville, Tennessee. Miss Story and John Story would be glad to help you out with all of your Mahindra tractor accessories or your Mahindra tractors. They are your #1 Mahindra tractor dealer in North Nashville. So give them a call. Go check them out right there in Millersville, Tennessee. All right, we got. We're going to get off hunting for just a second, and I want to show you Mad Dad Lures, and I talked about them. Mitchell Bennett loves them. He does the swim baits and everything, but they also make some very nice looking jigs. And I promise you, a jig is one of the most versatile bass fishing,
Absolutely.
bass catching baits that you can throw, and you really need to get good at throwing a jig if you really want to be successful. These are just great baits, and I do want to point out, a lot of people don't know this, but his hooks, the barb is backwards. Instead of the barb being inside, it's on the outside. So neat little trick that Jeff Hill with Mad Dad Lures does, but great jig, beautiful colors. He's got, this is the brown or the Missouri crawl. This of course is your black and blue, and then also you can't have anything, you got to have green pumpkin. I mean, green pumpkins, there's only one color I fish, and it's, well, actually 3. I use green pumpkin on all 3. So great deal. Appreciate it very much. Check out Mad Dad Lures at maddaddlures.com. All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to open up our phone lines here, but we're also going to take and let Bobby show you why he sets his bows up the way he does. So hurry back to more Southern Woods and Waters.